Welcome to the Marketing Nomad Show, the fun pit stop for all your marketing needs to grow your online business to consistent 5K months and beyond. I'm your host, Prit, and I usually talk about online marketing strategies, social media, and I also do share a little bit about my entrepreneurial journey as a business owner, online coach, and a membership owner. If you are an online coach looking for simple, implementable marketing strategies to grow your business, then you've come to the right place. Now let's hop on to today's episode. Welcome back to the Marketing Nomad Show. For those of you who are new, I'm the Marketing Nomad, and you can also call me Prit. I'm an online marketing strategist, and I help online coaches such as yourself implement simple marketing strategies to grow your online business to consistent 5K months and beyond, guys. I upload podcast episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, and I also have all of these podcast episodes on YouTube as well. All of the links are in the description box below if you're interested to watch the YouTube video instead of the podcast episode. Doesn't matter, guys. Okay, guys, today we are at episode number 30. We are talking about 7 tips for your coaching pricing strategy for 2021. Alright guys, so in today's episode, of course, there are going to be 7 tips for you with respect to your pricing strategy. We're also going to figure out when is it time for you to increase your rates as well. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that at the end of the episode. So we're going to first start with the tips, and then we're going to go to the end where we figure out, if it's time for you to raise your prices, okay? So that's what today's episode is going to be all about. For those of you who, really need a little bit of extra help, I do have a free pricing worksheet that goes along with this episode. So you can work through this episode, and it basically has a mathematical way for you to figure out your pricing. This has helped me a ton when it comes to my own pricing, whether it was my one-on-one course or even, just for the InstaSavvy Tribe, which is my monthly marketing membership program for online coaches such as yourself. Okay, so that has helped me a lot. It's a very logical and very mathematical way, so it definitely has made me very confident in my pricing because there's an actual logic behind my pricing instead of me just whiffing numbers out of thin air. So if you are interested in that, I'll put the freebie link in the description box below, and it's just very simple, guys. It's just a click and you get the download in your inbox. Okay, alrighty, now let's talk about coaching pricing strategy. It is intense when you are trying to figure out your price for your course, and especially when you are launching for the first time. Oh my god, guys, it can get crazy. It can get so crazy. On one end, you are trying to balance your mindset, your limiting beliefs of whether you are charging more than what you should be charging, and then your imposter syndrome steps in. On the other end, you're scared that you're not charging enough, and people will not take you seriously, or you might not hit your income goals for the month. So in today's episode, we're going to tackle all of those things. I'm going to even do a couple of myth busts as well. And we're also going to figure out how you can get, into the right mindset of pricing yourself, and some of the tips that will make you feel better about your pricing and your strategy. Okay? So let's get into, the entire episode. And I guess before I get into the episode, sorry, let me just put one more thing. You can't wing this, guys. I know that there are a lot of podcast episodes that I personally listened to when I first started out with my coaching business. They say, oh, just wing it, just pick a number and then you'll be good to go. Or, just figure out any number and move with it, people will pay. It doesn't work like that, guys. This needs to be thought through really carefully. You can't just wing whatever you want. You can't just pick a number from the air and move along with it. There needs to be a systematic way of going along your pricing strategy, and that's what we will cover. So I wanted to myth bust before we get into this that you can't wing this. And if you have heard advice from anywhere on the internet that says pick a number and just move with it, please don't, okay? Please don't. And I'm pretty sure by the end of this episode, you're going to be more confident about your pricing strategy. You're going to be more confident about putting your prices out there as well. Okay. Now the first tip that I do have for you is please don't offer lifetime guarantees. Okay, this was a mistake that I made as well with my one-on-one coaching. I promised them that they will have lifetime access to any product that I do launch in the future and stuff like that, and it was not the best decision. I don't know if it was fortunate or unfortunate, but none of those clients converted for the sole reason that when I first offered, I offered a LinkedIn course, and then now I help online coaches with their marketing, overall marketing. So they were two different courses, so none of them converted into my current membership that I have. That's the InstaSavvy Tribe. So one thing you have to understand, like from a marketing standpoint, is the people who have already purchased from you once are the people who will most likely be purchasing from you again, regardless of the price point that you put it at. So I ended up missing out on them spending that amount of money because they were more willing to spend that amount of money than for example, somebody new coming on board. So don't offer lifetime guarantees. You never know, how your courses are going to be, priced in the future. I don't know why I'm struggling to talk in this episode. Whew. Okay. But yes, you never know how you're going to price your future product. You never know what your future products are going to be. For me, my first course was a LinkedIn course, and then now I do have the membership program, which is the InstaSavvy Tribe, where I help online coaches such as yourself formulate their own marketing strategy and build their marketing strategy from scratch. So those are completely two different products, okay? And I actually did have somebody who came in for the beta version of the LinkedIn course ask me, well, I can't attend this course of yours, but is there something else that you'll be coming up with and stuff like that? And it was kind of hard to say no. I've pivoted and stuff like that. So turns out that they were a little dejected that my promise of lifetime guarantee only came up to that one product, that was the LinkedIn product, and they were not able to utilize that lifetime guarantee for any other product of mine. So you don't really want to deject people like that, and it was just not fair on my end as well to have said that when I first started out. So yes, definitely make sure that you are not offering lifetime guarantees. You never know what products you're going to come up with in the future, and it's just, you can't predict the future, so don't promise the future. Okay, that's basically what I want to say. Okay, now the second one again was a mistake that I made for my first few courses that I launched, and that was do a results-based offer rather than a content-based offer. So when I first started out, I would keep looking at how much content I was giving, and I would price my products based on that. However, the results that I was promising, or the results that was actually delivered, was completely different from the content that I was giving. The results were like, it was so impactful, even though the content was less, or I perceived it to be less. To be honest, it was just my perception, and that was a limiting belief that I had to overcome as well. So the results were huge, and they were not able to get these results from any other coach that was out there. So that change in perception for me was really key when I started to realize that, okay, I needed to price my products based on the results I offered and not the content I was giving. Okay, so you, at the end of the day, need to understand the value that you bring to the table, you bring to your client, the results that you give, the transformation that only you can give your client. And once you start realizing the point A that your client started with and the point Z that they ended up with after taking your course, and how great that transformation was, how far A to Z was for them, you'll be able to price your products much more confidently, and you'll be able to, whatever price point that you do put, even if it is a premium price point, you have some basis for that, okay? Because you are going based on results and not just the content that is available in your course, okay? So this was one of the key mistakes that I made, and I probably lost a lot of revenue because of this limiting mindset that I did have, because I thought, oh well, less content so less pricing. No, it doesn't work like that. You have, regardless of the quantity of your content, the quality matters, and the quality of your content is your results, is the results that you give your client. And that the minute you understand this fundamental fact, it changes your entire perception on your pricing, okay? So that is number 2 for you. Number 3 is, one of the biggest pieces of advice that I did see online when I was starting out was, you have to price yourself high because people will not take you seriously and stuff like that. And I obviously was in that mindset that, oh my God, I can't price myself too low because people will not take my course seriously, or they will take me for granted and I will never be able to grow as an online coach. And there was just so much of fear when I started out that I priced my products really, really high when I first started out. And over time, I realized that was such a huge mistake because, one, I had not even established myself as an online coach. People had no idea who I was. There was no credibility built, okay? And because I was just brand new, and I didn't even have a podcast at that point, okay? My Instagram, I had just started out with my Instagram page, and nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew what I was doing. Nobody knew my credentials. Nobody knew the results I was offering. Nobody knew even what my content was all about. And for me to just directly put a high-priced product out there without even, building myself up, or without, telling people what my offer was really about, actually hindered my growth, okay, for a very long time. And I was not able to get clients on because I had not started from scratch. I was starting at somewhere else where I thought I should start, and that's not the healthiest position for you to start out. So when you're starting out, if you are, you haven't built that credibility yet, you haven't gotten those testimonials yet, let your ego down and be okay with pricing yourself low, okay? Don't have that mindset block that, oh my God, I need to price myself high, because you're working from a place of fear when you're pricing yourself high. Even though you think, oh, I'm being this confident, and oh, I'm pricing myself high because I'm confident. No, you're actually working from a place of fear. And as I always say, guys, working from a place of fear is always going to hinder your growth. You need to work from a place of security. And if that place of security for you is, okay, I need to start low, I need to start at a lower price point, gain that credibility, take some time to reach to a higher price point, that's absolutely fine, guys. So understand whether you are pricing your products from a place of fear or from a place of security, and you should be good to go, okay? So it's absolutely bull, guys. It's absolutely bull that, oh my God, people will not take you seriously. No. When I had my beta clients for, I think, 20% of the actual price of my one-on-one, they took me very seriously. They did the work. They actually went above and beyond for the course. So I absolutely do not believe that people will not take you seriously if you don't price yourself high. Price yourself whatever you are comfortable with, depending on where you are at, okay? And I think as the episode goes, I'll tell you when you'll know that it's time to raise your prices. So we'll get to that towards the end of the episode. But when you're starting out, please don't be in the mindset that you have to price yourself high. It's okay to start low. It's okay to start at zero. It's okay to go through that entire process. And believe me, guys, because I priced myself low in the beginning, I was able to get out the common objections that people have. As I started pricing myself slowly higher and higher, I was able to understand how my audience was thinking. Because when you suddenly price yourself really high, when you start out high, there are so many objections that you miss out on, and you are unable to position yourself, okay? You miss out on a lot. And a huge part of how you will get to pricing yourself high and be comfortable with that is the journey that you take from pricing yourself from scratch, from zero to slightly higher to slightly more, and then you get to that point where you are super confident in yourself because you already have those results. You have your credibility, you have your podcast downloads per week, you have your Instagram followers, you know that you have a huge social backing behind you, okay? So yes, I would say that there is lessons that you will learn from pricing yourself low and gradually increasing your prices that I would not discount it for anything else, okay? So when I started the InstaSavvy Tribe, I priced it low and then I went high, and I wouldn't say high also, it's just $39 a month. but to the price point that it is at and the price point that I wanted it to be at. And I don't know if I mentioned it earlier in this episode, just that my battery died and I had to, shoot it. There was a pause basically. But there is a pricing worksheet that I do have for you. It is basically a logical and mathematical way of you pricing yourself so that you are confident, because this is something that I worked out over time. And, like I told you, I made the mistake of just picking random numbers off the internet and just pricing myself as that. But then I realized that there was an actual mathematical way that I could go to price myself and be more confident, because if anyone asked me, and believe me guys, someone asked me very recently, so I do have one-on-one that I do for small businesses, right, with their marketing strategy. And one of the business owner asked me, they're like, how do you price yourself? And I actually had a mathematical and logical way of how I price myself, and I was able to convey that to them. Of course, I didn't go showing them the actual thought process that went through, but I was able to communicate why I'm priced the way I am priced, why I have my premium one-on-one coaching services at that rate. Okay, so yeah, if you are interested, that freebie is down in the description box below. It's just one simple click and you get your download in your inbox. Okay, number 4, and again, like, there was so much of conflicting advice that I found on the internet that I followed in the beginning, and I realized, okay, that's not how I want to personally go, and that's not what was working for me. And just the general perception of being an online coach, it was just not working, okay? And this one is also another one, and that was posting your prices, okay? When I first started out, again, there was a ton of advice on the internet that said, oh my God, you should not post your prices because you're gonna scare away your potential clients and whatnot, and whatever that was. And I did not. For the very, very long time, I did not post my prices. Now, if you see the Insta Savvy Tribe, the price is everywhere, okay? You have $39 a month, every single place that I can possibly put it. And the reason for my mindset shift was this. I started getting people who would not even invest a single dollar for my online course coming and just asking me and wasting my time. It was literally a waste of time, guys. Wasting my time because I would tell them, well, this is my beta price, this is my online course price, and they would be like, no. And then I would be like, okay, what is the price that you are willing to go for? Maybe I can readjust my course and maybe you get a part of the course for that price. And they were like, no, I was thinking some sort of a free or close to free sort of thing. And I was like, no, that doesn't work. So I really wasted a lot of time with clients or potential clients who would not even have been a potential client because they just was not ready at all, and they just wanted to, waste my time basically. There are people like that out there. So when you do put your prices out there, it shows A, you are absolutely sure of the price that you are at, and you are confident of your prices. B, it deters people who are not even going to be willing to pay a single dollar for your course, and they will just move away. And I know a lot of online advice says, well, you're going to scare them away, but it is to your benefit that they will get scared away, because you don't want to be wasting your time with people who will never hop on board with your online course, who will never see the value of what you offer. And yes, that might be a little harsh, but I have wasted a ton of time, and I have come to realize that no, they would never have converted, okay? If that deters them, if they're not willing to invest in themselves, then it's a good thing that you scared them away. Am I right? It's just logic, guys. So post your prices, be confident about your prices. It shows them, it sends a signal that yes, this is my price, this is where I'm at. If you are interested, this is the investment that you have to make on your end, and it is the investment that I'm making on my end as well. It goes two ways, guys, okay? So make sure that you are posting your prices. Don't be afraid of them. Even if it is a premium price, don't be afraid. That's basically what I want to say. Okay. Number 5 is don't compare yourself with anyone. I mean, it's okay to have a general idea of what your competition is charging, what your industry leaders are charging, and how you can compare yourself to them. It's okay to have a general idea, but that's all it should be, guys. It should be a general idea. You shouldn't base your entire pricing strategy to what that is. It's okay to get a general idea of the range that your audience might be comfortable with to pay, but at the end of the day, there are a lot of factors that go into your pricing. And while that is one factor, that's all it should be. One factor out of everything else that you do offer, because there are so many unique points to your own offer, right? I mean, there's you, completely unique and awesome, and there's also different aspects that your competition might not be offering that you are offering specifically. So it's okay to understand what your competition is offering, but understand that, understand maybe some of the things that you are offering or even not offering as well. If you want to price it below whatever they're offering, it's completely up to you. Okay, so don't compare, but just keep it as a general idea. That's okay. And think of other factors that make you unique, that you bring to the table, that can help you bump up your price or lower your price as well. Completely okay with you doing on either end of the spectrum, as long as you are not saying, oh my god, that person is charging $1,999 a month, so oh my god, I should do that as well. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, number 6. So I know we talked a little bit about building your credibility. I think we talked about it when it is, you're pricing yourself too high when you're starting out. But yes, when you start out low, or even if you want to start out high, it's your decision. Make sure that you are working towards building that credibility, whether you start a podcast and establish yourself as an expert, or whether you start a YouTube channel, again, establishing yourself as an authority, or you start your Instagram page and you slowly start talking about your offer. Make sure that you are building your credibility. Don't just expect people to understand, oh, okay, she's awesome or not. No, it doesn't work like that, okay? Nobody's gonna know you're awesome unless you show that you are awesome. You show your testimonials, you show the people that you've helped, you keep talking about yourself, you keep talking about the product that you have, the course that you have, the transformation that it brings, the benefits that it brings. All of those things, guys, you need to make sure that you are building your credibility to justify your rates. That's important, guys, because at the end of the day, I know people say, you can just grab a number off the air, and then no. People want to know that they're going to get the results that they want, or more even, for the amount that they're paying, because at the end of the day, it's their hard-earned money. You need to be respectful of that. You need to justify your rates by building your credibility. And I'm not saying, charge whatever you want. Yes, you can charge a premium point, but you need to be able to justify that. You need to be able to have that credibility that says, yes, I am worth that one. The results that this offers is worth that price point, okay? So that's important. I'm not saying that you have to limit yourself to the price point or not. No, there is no limit for you, but at the end of the day, you need to be able to justify that, because that's someone's money that you are taking at the end of the day, right? Someone's hard-earned money. They need to know the transformation that you're going to build, the trust that they have in you. You need to be able to reciprocate that. Okay? So that was number 6 for you. And then number 7 is, when you are talking about your pricing strategy, you also need to include your accessibility and your availability into that. That's a factor, guys. If you are extremely accessible to your client, that factors into your pricing, okay? If you are available for them and they can contact you 24/7 or whatnot, or 9 to 5 every single day, whatnot, that is value, because there is value for your time there, okay? You are giving your time. Don't let time not be a factor in your pricing, because time also factors in your, how much ever you are going to help them. If it is do it by themselves versus you actually doing it for them, then you need to factor in to that pricing as well. Whether you're doing a membership or an online course, whatever it is, your time matters, and you should factor in your accessibility and your availability, okay? So if you're less available, then you factor into that. You factor that into the price as well. Price it a little lower than you normally would if you were more accessible, more available to your audience. They can call you anytime, they can access anytime, then it's priced a little bit higher, because your time is worth something. The same goes for, the InstaSavvy tribe as well. There's a community forum where tribe members can actually just ask me a question and I'll respond within 4 to 8 hours. Depending on the time, if I'm asleep or it's night and whatnot. But 4 to 8 hours, they usually get a response, and a fully detailed response. So that's my time, my availability, my accessibility, and there are 2 Q&A calls every month where they can just ask and then they get their answers within 14 days if they want, or they can get it within 4 hours even if they want. There are two different ways. Then there are tribe huddles, where I help them. The tribe huddles are where I'm not accessible, so that's not factored into the pricing. So that's how it is. So the $39 a month that I do have is based on the accessibility that I give to the tribe members, my expertise that they have access to at any point, the courses that they have, the community forum that they have, and stuff like that. So if you are interested, you need a little bit of extra marketing help, and you feel like you would like a membership program that can help you get more access to my expertise, get more access to a network of other online coaches as well, then everything's in the description box below. As always, feel free. And yeah, that brings me actually to the end of these 7 tips. And before I sign off this episode, I do want to touch a little bit upon how do you know if it's time for you to increase your prices. And there's sort of 3 signs that you will face, especially when you realize, okay, it's time for me to raise the prices. The first one is you will start to feel a little bit resentful. You'll start to feel a little bit resentful that you're spending all this time and energy and all of that, and you are only getting that much. Okay? And the minute you start to feel that way, it's a very clear indication that you need to raise your prices. Okay? The second one is if you have a waiting list, or you're starting to get a very steady flow of clients, which means you built your credibility up, people are aware of who you are, and you actually do have a steady flow. You are starting to earn that consistent revenue goal that you have, then that's again another sign for you to increase your rates. And the last one is your clients tell you that you are not charging enough and you really need to charge more. That's when you realize, okay, well, because your clients will obviously be telling you that because of your results, right? Because of the results that they're getting. So again, understanding when your clients tell you, yes, Prit or whoever you are, it's time for you to raise your prices. I would have paid much more for this, and you realize that people are telling that based on the results that you're offering, and once you are pricing based on your results, that's always a healthy way to price yourself. Alright guys, that brings me to the end of this podcast episode. If you are watching this on YouTube, please feel free to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, because that tells you every single time I upload an episode. If you are listening to this on any of the podcast platforms, please do leave me a review. They really help me with respect to my ranking, and it also helps me expand my reach, help more online coaches such as yourself. Alrighty guys, I have all the related links. You have the freebie link for the pricing worksheet in the description box below. And if you are interested, I have my Etsy shop. It helps you, with your journey on Instagram specifically. And then I have my tribe, which is the InstaSavvy Tribe. It's a monthly marketing membership program that will help you, formulate your marketing strategies. And there's a lot of one-on-one there that I help you with as well. All right, guys. Whew, that was quite a nice episode. I'm quite confident that you will be able to price yourself very, very confidently. So all the very best, guys. I'll talk to you in my next episode. Bye-bye.